Welcome to the Living Hope.
I've been really excited and hyped to sit down and talk to you. I've been looking forward to talk to you.
Really?
Yeah, because I spoke to Micah and
That was a great interview, by the way.
Thank you. If y'all missed that episode, just check the link, just click on it, and you can go back to Micah's episode and fill in the gaps there. Asha,
Yes.
Micah's wife, and also the daughter of a pastor of a church, and he has been in ministry for over 20 years.
Longer than I was born, actually.
Okay, yeah. So
About
you
20
grew up
years.
knowing about God. You grew up in an environment about like hearing about God. What was life like as a child, as a PK?
It wasn't as hard as people think it was.
Okay.
It was challenging, yes, but my father made it worth it. He will always say, I decided this life for myself. You guys need to path your own life, but this is how I want you to live. And knowing that, I decided I want to follow Christ just like my dad. And it wasn't easy, but it was manageable. Yeah.
What was it like going to school? And because I mean, I doubt you'd have gone to school where everybody were Christians.
Oh no.
Everybody was like great. I'm sure you did not go to a pastor's child school, so everybody's parents were pastors and
Then
elders.
that would be a wild school.
But why do you say that though?
Because people have this perception that PKs are the worst kids ever. That we are very wild and we can do the most outrageous things.
Are they?
Not me.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so what was life like going to school, and you had other children, I would imagine friends
Yeah, you
that
can
weren't
have
Christians.
that element of pressure to be perfect because people think that PK should be perfect and walk a certain way, talk a certain way. But I always just stay in my lane, do what I had to do, and my friends accepted it. They knew who I was, what I stand for, so they respected the path that I was on. So it was okay.
How did you navigate those instances when your friends, take for example, you're a teenager, and your friends want you to do certain things like, I don't know, go to a particular party, listen to a certain type of music, dress a particular way, say certain words. How did you manage that?
I think I was always a leader.
Okay.
So my friends used to follow me, not the other way around.
Good.
So if I don't want to do something, I don't do it, which can be very stubborn. But I always chart my own path. I don't want to do this, I'm not going to do it. So you can't make me do it. So I always, and instead of going to parties, they say invite everyone by me. Let's just have a games night. Let's just do this. Let's just chill. Instead of going out partying, just come with me and chill. So I was never pressured to do something that I didn't want to do.
So how did you see God back then?
I saw God at that time as someone who answered prayers. Like, I want this, and I got that. So at that time, he was just taking my requests and making it known. And as like a big father, I can go to him at any time. Same I could do with my earthly father, I can do with my heavenly father, and that is who I saw God as, my heavenly father.
So can you walk us through what happened when you began to discover God for yourself and see him for yourself?
I would say probably when I was 16, 17, that's fifth form.
What was going on around that time?
My house got broken into,
Oh dear.
and I was home alone. And I remember I was taking a shower. Sorry, I was washing my hair in the bath, in my parents' bathroom. And I felt like someone was watching me. Like, I just felt like someone was watching me. And I remember the music was turned up very loudly. But I said, hi, is anyone there? And no one responded. I said, okay, just going back washing my hair. And I felt like someone passed the door again. I was like, okay, let me go down, check my surroundings. And when I got by the end of the corridor, I saw the, what do you call those things? The window net out. But inside the house, lean up. Now, if I had to take out a net, the net pushes outward.
Yeah.
And I remember I just saw like these moral footprints inside my parents' home. I was like, okay. I ran back to the bedroom and I was like, Dad, someone is in the house. Like, come, someone is in the house.
Yeah.
And that experience made me walk with God more. Like if I had lost my life that day, like where would I ended up? And I think that is what triggered my walk with God, and that what made me closer to be with God. Like, no, God, like this is the path I need to live. I'm gonna serve you and serve you to the end. It doesn't matter what I have to do. This is my decision from here on out.
So you always walked with God before, or you were just prior to that you were just asking God for things?
I think prior to that, it was not like an ATM God, but like God is what I need, bam. But from that moment, it made me realize this is who I want to serve. This is who I'm giving my life over to completely. This is the life that I'm going to live for God.
And when you decided that, did you have this did you have this, I don't know, great experience? Because for some people, when they make that decision,
I think I definitely felt the presence of God because I shut away from everything and I just went into this is a personal time between me and God. And I said, Lord, no matter what, this is the life. And I felt as though God was right there with me in that moment. And for me, that was so humbling. Because before, he said, yeah, you go to church because I am a pastor's daughter. You have no choice but to go to church. But no, I have to do this. I want to do it. And I feel as though that was when I actually felt God's presence there with me.
what was that feeling like?
Surreal. It like brought tears to my eyes. Like, okay, like I really believe, like, I really want to do this. It was an amazing experience. Amazing.
And did you translate that to your friends around you? How did you like one time just go start evangelizing?
I would say yes and no. I think I told my best friend at the time, like, no, girl, we need to start serving God for real. Like, this is not a joke. And because of my experience, she actually got serious with God.
Wow.
She was like, Ash, you could have died. Like, we were very dramatic. You could have died. Like, someone was in the house, whatever the case is. And she's like, no, I want to be with you in eternity. It's like serving God too. So I thought my experience also brought her close. And eventually I did evangelize, but I think mostly to her than to other people.
You know, it came to mind just now. You know that story? I don't like saying that story. You know, because it's real.
Yeah.
But you know, in the Bible, when it was Rahab, and she had the opportunity, like she was like, "Well, can you save my whole family?"
Yeah.
And just from her decision to help God's servants, she was able to then. She was instrumental in her family, in a sense, back then, in that way and shape of loosely using the word saved. But she was able to then save her family as well, too.
Yeah.
And just from your own little personal desire, you ended up leading your friend along that path. And how does that make you feel?
Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on earth.
Yeah,
Yeah. Making disciples who make disciples.
it's just natural.
Natural.
And so what would you say was the biggest shift in your life from prior to that moment to after?
The biggest shift. Probably how I transformed my life. Start listening to certain, like, when listen to secular music. My prayer life changed.
How?
Deeper prayers and just not popcorn prayers, you know. This is the path I'm charting. I am going to God before it, you know. Like, whatever I do, like, let Jesus be at the forefront. Let my prayers be at the forefront. If I make a decision, God, I'm coming before you. Like, this is something that I want to do, guide my path, or whatever the case is. So my prayers definitely deepen. My life with Christ deepened. So it definitely shift, not from a lukewarm Christian and now to a solid, this is what I'm pursuing. This is what I'm going after.
Did you feel pressured from those at church after deciding whether or not you were, before you made the decision and after you made the decision, did you feel pressured?
I don't think so. Or I just don't take in pressure. I don't think so, to be quite honest. I don't think so.
Okay, so let's move on to serving.
Yes.
So let's start with serving. Have you always served on the worship team?
Probably from the age of the church we at now, or just in general?
In general.
I want to say probably start serving 10, 11,
Nice.
probably around there. Yeah.
What
So
led
from
you?
Sorry?
What led you?
our musical director at the time, he was like, I'm putting on the worship team. I don't care what your parents say. I'm putting on the worship team. And that, yeah, I was voluntold.
Like that, you're volunteer.
I was voluntold at probably 11 or 12. I voluntold, yeah.
And why did you stick it out? Why did you keep serving?
Because I love it. I have a love for serving. I think that's why I do what I do. I just love it.
No, I mean specifically on the worship team. Like, why did you? Is it that you loved serving in that capacity? Did you love singing? Was it
Okay.
the experience that you had with God during that time serving? What was it that kept you serving in that capacity?
I think when I was younger, it's because I had a talent.
Okay.
I did it because, okay, I think I'm good at this. I can sing, so let me do it. But now is with my experiences in life, like this is what I want to continue to do. I want to serve and serve well. So I think before it was because I have a talent, and now is talent plus experiences that makes me want to do it.
Yeah, I understand. When you're in front of a congregation, whether it is 15 people, 100 people, what is that experience like when you are singing praises unto God?
So before even getting on the stage, I'm scared. Up to now, after doing it so many years, I'm shaking. I am nervous. I go to the bathroom multiple times because it's just nerves. I get like these butterflies. It's such a huge responsibility leading people to God's throne. So I think I take that, and I just get, see, I'm shaking. I get that every Sunday. Sorry, what was the question?
What is it like when you're on stage and you're singing worship unto God in front of whether it is 5 people or 50 people?
To me, it does not matter how many individuals are in the building or wherever. It's like, God gave me this task to do. I'm going to do it and do it to the best of my ability. Is to me, it feels, I told Michael yesterday, it feels like something is shut up inside of me that I need to release every time I get on stage. Like, God gave me this purpose, I have to explode with it. I don't know if that's making any sense.
Yeah.
But it's like, I have to get it out. God give me this to give to you. I needed to give it to you. So I think that also comes with the nervousness that I have such a huge responsibility that I need to just release.
One thing that I have found that I really love, that there are moments when I'm in church and we're worshiping, I feel literally it's just me and God.
Yeah.
Even if there are a million people around me. But one thing that I've found, that there are little pockets in the worship session where I feel like I just need to, I don't know, I'm worshiping, but then I stop and just hearing everyone sing praises unto God together. And then I feel like I just need to open my eyes and I just look around and I see everyone there. And it is such a joy.
I would like to experience that sometimes.
Just to see everyone just praising and just giving him all glory. It just feels good to know that. I don't know why. I don't know. Is that how you feel when you don't, most Sundays,
Yes.
you almost every Sunday,
Every Sunday.
you're leading worship.
Yes.
But the few times when you're not, what is that like for you?
It's a time where I can be fed. Because you're putting out so much on the worship team, leading people. So it's just taking a step back, being in congregation. It's like, okay, this is my time now where I can sit down and I can take in. I can be fed. I don't get to do it too regular. But I love that. And as you said, hearing the people sing. So I just keep my mouth shut when I'm in the congregation. I just listen to people. It's such an amazing feeling. I don't get to feel that too often.
So what are you going to do about that?
Change
so you can
that.
be fed more often.
Roster other people to serve so I can sit in the congregation sometimes. Like once a month. I can do it once a month.
Is that difficult?
Yes and no.
Okay, explore.
Okay, yes, it's possible that I can just not leave, but schedule people to lead worship. But it's difficult because I also want to be on stage leading. I'm not necessarily leading, like being the main person, but I just want to be a part of a team where I can lead people. Yeah. So yes and no.
And how is that conversation like been with God?
I think sometimes God wants me to take a step back so I can be fed more. So it's hard because it's like I know what my purpose is. I know what I'm supposed to do. But it's also like, no, you need to just sit down and relax. So it can be a back and forth sometimes, but he wins at the end.
I mean, because he controls everything.
Yeah,
right?
he controls. Like sometimes I will get sick and like, okay, someone else needs to do it, so I can just be the congregation. Yeah.
And what's it like leading worship with your husband?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. He sorry. I just love leading worship with him. It is one thing to do life together, but when you can worship together, I think that's the cherry on top. I love it.
It is. I got to, I think only once that I can remember recently that I got to see the both of you all leading worship. But actually, it was more Michael leading worship, and you were there as well, and it felt really good. Like I felt like, I don't know how to explain it. It was good to see. To me, it's very important. It makes me feel good when a husband and a wife worship and praise God together and come together in agreement at God's throne and whatever. So it just felt really good, and it felt like I don't know, I just saw the love gushing and
like authentic.
it felt really authentic, and it was really, really good to see. So I can't even imagine how it feels like to lead the worship team together, like serving in that capacity for God.
It's a joy because you do it together. It's not something that I do by myself. So I don't have all the issues by myself, but it's something that we do together. It's like doing life together. So we get to do worship together and lead together. I love it.
So now we're going to get to the questions.
Yes.
That people probably want to know. What is your side of the story now?
My side is the right side. Let's just say that.
How did you both become worship leaders, and not just co-leaders, but then also married co-leaders?
So after our wedding, my father said, "Who's the pastor of the church?"
No, let's go before the wedding. You're skipping all the.
So it's skipping all of that.
Yeah. So let's start from when Micah would have just started helping out.
Okay, helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he helped out while our musical director was overseas. And we had to go back and forth because I'm mainly worship leader, sorry. So we will go back and forth with, here's the songs that I want to sing. Here's what he's going to do, whatever. And we just got closer together. Not together.
Yeah.
But leading the team. And to see a man so sold out for God is an amazing, it's something that you don't see too regularly. And it's such a sight to behold. Seeing him pour his heart out to God made me want to pour my heart out to God more. Yeah.
So there's something that I remembered. Micah was saying that he was going through a wilderness season throughout that time, and you were also going through one. What was that like for you? Now, I don't want you to answer the question from the perspective of, well, Micah was going through it as well, but what was that like going through that wilderness season, that pruning season, at that point in time in your life?
Devastating. Yeah.
Why?
I think during the pruning season, you get to a point, well, for me, I was very attached to my friends.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to cry. And during the pruning season, like, God was literally taking me to a higher place. And losing people is not, well, for me, it wasn't fun. Especially people who are still alive. So that was devastating in the fact that I'm getting closer to someone, but I'm losing, thank you, I'm losing people. It was devastating. How do I navigate that? I now met this person, but people who I knew for so long just left. In 2019, I did an internship overseas. And I remember for the whole summer, the pastor was talking about forgiveness. God is working mysterious ways, right? Forgiveness. And in the back of my head, I was like, he ain't talking to me. Like, he's talking to everybody else in this congregation, but Jesus, you know my heart, you ain't talking to me. And every week, it was a series. Every week it was like forgiveness, forgiveness. And I remember I came home and I told my parents I need to speak to this individual. And my father like, you doing what? Because he knew I can be very stubborn. And I was like, yeah, I think God is speaking to me. He's like, about time. And I called up the individual. I said, hey, let's go. And we went out and we had a very healthy conversation. And at the end, we resolved. And we said, no matter what, if you need something, you can always reach out. But this is the end of our friendship. So as I said, we were friends for about 10 years. We met at secondary school. And I remember one time I told my parents, like, hey, like, my friend is sleeping over. And my parents were like, but who are the parents? Like, nobody's sleeping over our house till we meet the parents. And then our families merged into one. Like, it was just this one big happy family, to the point that my father would always say, like, I have 3 kids. I have 2 girls, and like we were that close. But 2018 something shifted. I wanted to be somewhat more of the world at that point. Like, we both did. And I remember we went to a couple parties, and Michael always said, this world is not for you. Like, you don't need to be, no, go back to church. But it was still good, whatever. And in the midst of that, I realized we started to drift. I wasn't sure at the time. I wasn't sure. I thought I was being the same person that I am. What you see is what you get. But I remember one day, it was September, let's say around September. She didn't sleep over by me that night, which I found strange because we always together. And I said, what happened? You want to come across? And she was like, no, like, just sharp. Like, no, I'm good. I was like, girl, what's wrong with you? Nothing. I was like, okay. And we were all going out to my cousin. My cousin's a musician, so his band was playing somewhere. So we said we will go support. I said, hey, I'm coming for you. No, you're not. So our mutual friend who I grew up with, he was like, oh, she's coming for me. Like, okay. So I told Michael, well, it's just me and you going out together. He's like, what is wrong? I was like, I honestly don't know. We got to the event, and I went and speak, and she never said anything to me. That's weird. Very weird. Very weird. I was like, okay. So I spoke again, and nothing. But everybody else is speaking, except the young lady. I said, okay. All right. I just let you cool yourself. And next week, hey, like, what's up? Or nothing. I can't solve something that is nothing. Like, something is clearly wrong. Like, if I did something, tell me so we can talk about it. I know I could apologize and we can move on. Nothing. Till one day, my father then come and said that he's hearing that I'm bullying this young lady. I was like, wait, hold up, something is going on. I don't know what is happening. I was like, Michael, like, what I do? I can't do anything that was going on. And eventually, my father called a house meeting, and we met up with her family. And she's like, she basically said that she can't be friends with me because Mike and I were going out.
Did she like him or something?
Deep no, I think that.
Because that's what it sounds like.
I said, wait, what? I started laughing because I honestly thought it was a joke. I could not believe that this is the explanation I'm getting. She's like, oh yeah, you're going out with Micah. Okay. And? They said we're all friends, that we all go to the beach together, that we're all going to the same event. Hence the reason I'm picking you up. And I think that was the first time that we were ever alone together in the car ride, because I made it a point not to ever be alone with Michael.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, you're dating him. I was like, no, I'm not. Like, we are all friends.
Oh, you were just friends with Mike at that point?
Yeah, we were all friends.
Okay.
Like, he has started coming to church.
Okay.
So we were just friends with this guy because I didn't even know his last name at the time. Nothing. I know nothing about the guy. We were all just friends. I'm going on. And that was the explanation she gave. And she just started moving a certain way. Stopped coming to church. Stopped doing a lot of things. And I cannot understand why. Cannot understand. But I think what hurt the most was she started being friends with Micah's friends and started telling lies on me, right? And then we'll go to my parents and tell them the lies. So it's just a cycle. And I didn't even know what was going on behind the scenes. My father be like, but this is what I'm hearing, and like, but I don't know what you're talking about. So it's hard for a pastor to navigate how to deal with a flock versus how to deal with a situation that involves his child. So it was just hard, like lights. Anyway, so when I went overseas, a couple years after, like I haven't spoken to her since. I didn't spoke to her since. So when I went overseas after and I heard about forgiveness, I was like, I'm not forgiving this person. Like, you lied. You could come, you could tell me off, whatever, but lies. Anyway, so I came back, had a conversation with her, and I asked why. And she said because she was jealous. Jealousy.
What was she jealous of? I mean, y'all weren't seeing each other. Y'all were just friends.
We were just friends. She said, because I'm such an outgoing person, I will have friends. And she wouldn't feel as though it was me and her anymore.
How did you feel towards her after that?
I did not know how to feel, to be honest.
Was it easy to forgive?
Oh. No, this was like 2 years after the whole incident. No.
So my question is, how, during that time when the lies were happening and your dad was saying what he was hearing, how did you navigate those moments? Did you press in more to God? Did you, how did you cope?
I remember Micah said, everything doesn't warrant a response. Just go before God. Because before it's like you're going through something, you're praying, but you're still wondering, why is this happening? You know? And I got so frustrated, I stopped going to God. And I would just respond. Like somebody said, oh, I hear this, I would just say yes. It's a lie, but if you believe it, yes. And he said, everything doesn't warrant a response. And I think that helped me navigate, especially with my parents, with what was happening. If you guys want to believe her, I'm not going to defend myself. Believe what you want to believe. So it was hard navigating, especially with my parents. It's a thing with my father at the time, because I felt sorry for him too. He got to deal with me as his child, but also navigate what is happening with people in his congregation, well, who was involved in this. So I felt sorry for him, but I was angry at the same time. Believe me, you know. Sorry.
That's okay.
I promise I'm over it. It's just emotions.
I think it's okay to still experience the emotions, because it's obviously, I mean, this is my belief. I'm not a therapist or anything.
It's okay.
When you're revisiting,
Yeah.
you're feeling the emotions you would have felt then,
Yes.
but not necessarily how you feel right
now.
now. And I think that is understandable, and I don't think you should apologize.
Okay.
I have to say, it sounds really difficult,
Oh,
but I'm grateful that I can hear you say that at that point in time, you understood where your dad was coming from, what he was going through, even though you were still feeling what you were feeling, even though you still felt angry and you still wanted him to believe you and all those different things. I think that's something very difficult to do, whether you are 17 or 45 or any age. I think that's a very difficult thing. And I think that's a lesson to learn as well too, that keep going to God.
Oh yeah.
And even though it's like a million years ago, that you still went back and decided to be obedient and to still seek reconciliation, because that's not easy to do.
And it was even like having a meeting with her, it was hard, because the flesh is like, why are you here? Why are you speaking to her? But to be the bigger person is like, no, I wanna understand where you were coming from. I want to understand your side, because if I played a part in it, I want to have a moment where I can apologize. No, it was hard, because it's like your flesh battling with your spirit. Like it was hard, but it's something that needed to be done, and I did it.
Did you pray for her after?
Not together.
No, I don't mean right there. I mean in general.
I think I still do, because I want the best for her. Yeah, I will always have love for her. Don't get me wrong. I will always love her, but I just don't think we could have a friendship, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. But just wondering, if God was to say, I want you to reach out to her and do this, she's going through a tough time.
I would.
And if she was to try to reinitiate a relationship with you, is that something that you would?
A relationship? God will have to
come down and sit right next to you.
Like,
put his arm around you.
This is what you need to do. But like, if she needed anything, it will be there. Up to now, she could call me today, and I will go and I will help her. I love the girl. Like, it's not denying that. I care for her, but I can't see myself being buddies again. I'd be there for you and your family, but no.
Do you believe you can love someone at a distance? This was a conversation that I had with some of the ladies in my small group, and it had me thinking, because right before then I was telling my husband that I can love people at a distance. Like, I love you, but it's better for us to be at a distance. And then after that conversation, it has me thinking, is it really possible to do that?
I think you can like from a distance.
Okay.
I like her from a distance.
Why can't love from a distance?
I think love is something that you have to show as well.
We can't show love in a phone call or
but is it
a message, an email. Send some flowers. Send some pizza.
You could love your husband from a distance if he travel, literally.
Yeah.
You could love your husband from a distance, but before I would probably say yes, because I as I said, I love her.
Yeah.
And technically that's loving from a distance, because but I would say I like her from a distance. So I probably I don't know.
You love her, but you like her from a distance.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I think I get it, because if she was to call you and ask you for help, you would still do it.
I would still do it in a heartbeat.
So that's not okay.
I think that's still love. You know what?
Let's ponder on this.
Yes, let's ponder on this one. Ask me that tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think that's something that we say, and I've been trying to figure out, is it something that we say because we try to convince ourselves that we still love the person because we're called to love as followers in Christ?
That makes sense.
Is that something that we say? Is it something that's even possible? Or is that something that we have allowed the world to set roots in us to make it easy to not do what we're supposed to do as Christians, which is to love?
Oh, these are some good points.
I think we definitely need to but anyways.
Yes. We need to have that discussion.
Yeah.
Now you have
But so how is it like? So you're going through that time where you were experiencing lots of loss, and Micah was going through that as well.
Yes.
And then y'all start getting closer, not necessarily in a romantic sense, but just as two people getting closer, going through similar things. What was on your mind when he told you about that dream?
I said, God, really? Why? Because I had the same dream probably nights before. And then I didn't say anything to him because that would have been awkward.
What were you thinking when you woke up from that dream? What was...
Did you... Ew.
Okay.
Like, why? No.
You went to God?
I said, God, why would you get... I said, I need 5 more minutes. Let me go back to sleep to see if this dream would have been real. No. I said, God, what it is that you're trying to reveal to me?
It was literally the same thing or similar?
So I think his dream was along the lines, that we were leading worship together
Yeah.
and I was married. Something
Yeah.
like that. My dream was that we were married and I had a child with him. And that we were on stage leading as well. I was like, first of all,
Wow.
he's not going to be my husband. He's a friend. Second of all, where is this baby coming from? Third of all, leading worship. Okay, we can do that together. We could do that as good friends. Yeah, it was so weird.
Did you want to, back then, did you want to have children?
Yes, I always
Okay.
wanted kids.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you had that dream and you didn't understand it.
No, I
You were
didn't.
grossed out.
I was like, I don't know. I said, God, just give me 5 more minutes and we go back into deep sleep. Give me another dream so I can be not chill for the day. But then when he revealed his dream, I just started laughing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what is wrong with you? I was like, okay, I have a confession. I had the same dream, but a baby was included. He said, what is God trying to tell us together? When we are still friends, we're not in a relationship, anything. It's like, no. 2 dreams the same week. That's not a coincidence.
What did that reveal to you about God?
Is that God knows the end game, and we're just walking this path in his steps. It's not about what we want, it's about what he is going to do. Yeah.
And what happened after?
What happened after is that we got together. Not the same, like, wait. Yeah. Not the same, like, at all. But eventually we did. So I guess it is a part of God's plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Because I remember, from it was weird. I think
Uh-huh.
I met my husband on the second day of school, and I knew that was it.
Oh.
I was in a relationship at the time, though.
Okay.
I knew that was it, right? And he knew, but I knew it was it, but I didn't know. You know what I mean? I was like super young then too.
It's like, could it be?
Yeah. But for him, it was also like, yeah. And he said to me shortly after that he was going to marry me. And like I knew it, like I felt it, but like I didn't, because we were like really young at that point in time. At that time, my relationship with God was very rocky because of everything that I was going through then. But did you have conversations with God, knowing the dream? Do you have that dream? Micah had that dream also. Were you like, God, is this really what you want? How are you going to play this out? Or were you just kind of hands off, like, you know what, Lord, whatever? And where the chips fall, let them fall.
I think I for sure had conversations with God. My dad told me, I think weeks.
Oh, you told your
before
dad
that-
about the dream?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
We're going to explore that again just now.
But like, probably weeks before that, my father said, don't you think it's time to have a boyfriend?
Wow.
Because I never had a boyfriend before. And I was
Really?
like, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I was like, no, I just interested in getting my degree. Like, I don't want a boyfriend. He was like, okay, so pray for your husband then. I was like, how do you mean pray? He's like, no, go to God, tell him everything you want in a man that is going to be your husband, and tell God, this is how, I asked God, how can you change to be for this husband?
Wow.
So I did it as, okay, I'm just going to pray for my husband. So I was just praying, like, God, this is what I want. And it was very detailed. Bam, 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 bam. This is what I don't want. Bam, 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 bam. And I prayed it. And at first, I did it as a joke. Like, okay, my dad told me to do this, so I can do it. But I took it more seriously. And then I had that dream. And then we had a conversation. He had a dream. I
Wow.
was like, what is going on here? Okay.
Wow.
And then I started taking off, like, okay, I pray for this. I pray for that. Oh, he's annoyed at this. That's what I don't want. Okay. All right, Jesus. Hold on. I'm freaking out. What is happening?
Wow.
So, yeah.
Talk about God answering.
Telling me.
And then the thing is, what has me is that God didn't answer in the way that you thought he would have, but he obviously exceeded your expectation.
By far.
And to me, that just shows like how loving he is, how much of a good father he is.
Oh, yeah.
Because he prepared you for it.
Yeah.
And then I think to me, it kind of feels like he was getting you into that space because you
In that
weren't
frame
even
of
thinking
mind.
about a boyfriend. He was
No.
getting you into that space, and then he was letting you know, this is what I have for you, and he was preparing you along the way, and he still even gave you even more than what you even asked for.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So I think the dream was, people say confirmation.
Yeah.
I think so. Because, like, Michael, like, no, it can't be him. I was like, okay. And then he had a dream. I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing here.
That is amazing.
It is.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some people say that, like, you can't really go to God with the things that you want in a person. Like, you can't, I mean, how can you go to God with who you want to marry and whatever? But then God knows you so well, and he knows, and as his daughter, he wants what's best for
He
you.
knows. Go before him with every single thing. Don't leave nothing unturned. Go everything.
Has there been another situation in your life where you went to him with everything and it didn't quite turn out how you wanted it to? And it may have caused a little bit of a tension or a struggle with your relationship with him? Or just
Thinking
going
about
to
it,
him?
Probably when I wanted a job. I got married,
Mm-hmm.
and the first year I wasn't working. And I felt so stressed. I wanted to, help financially and be a team. And, we got money. We got more money. And that wasn't happening. And I got a job. I wasn't too happy. And I remember just going before God, like, hey, I want a job. Like, Jesus. And this is my time frame. Sometimes like we like to put God in a box. Like, this is what I want to do. And my prayer wasn't being answered.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like so disconnected because, like, I'm praying, I'm doing what you asked me to do, and I'm not seeing the results. And for a while, I told Michael, like, I'm done. I tired praying. You pray for me because I don't know what else to say. So I not disconnected, but I felt disappointed is the word. I guess, like, this is what I've been like, why? They answer my prayers, but he did. Just not in the time frame that I wanted, but he did in a better time frame, actually.
And what did you learn about him during that process?
To be patient. He's there. He's there. Why are you questioning it? Why are you stressing? Losing sleep over nothing? Like, he got it handled. He got it covered. Just relax.
What was it like getting married?
It's something that I always dreamt about. I think like some girls always dream about their wedding. It was a fantastic experience, an amazing one that I would like to relive almost every day. He's always like, can we redo our wedding? He's like, no. I was like, okay. But like being married to Micah is beyond, as we said, like God answered my prayers and beyond. Like, I can't put it into words.
How do you navigate balancing wife, daughter of a king, job, taking care of the home, serving, because you serve as leader and not just as on the team, and all the other responsibilities that come with it because of who your dad is. And then you're still a sister.
Yes. How do I navigate all of that?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard because sometimes I want my personal space. And I'm like, okay, Micah, give me 5 minutes. Let me just go and do nothing. But I found what worked recently is just writing down everything. Okay, carving out time for this, and this. So I don't feel burnt out or stressed about whatever. So like Friday nights, we continue to date. We have date night where we go out and we talk about things like how was your week, like how was this situation, and hold him accountable. Like you said the last date night, like you want to do this, like where is this coming? Even though we talk every day or like all the time, but this is now intentional. Then I have intentional time with let me say my family, but our family now. So like my parents and my brother, like we spend time together on Sundays where we eat together, we play games, we pray together, we worship together. So that's our intentional time together. Then for leading, I have intentional time for that. So I just carve out, okay, time for this, time for that, but not be too rigid either. But I find that way is working. Carving out time.
How do you, it's so bad to say, but how do you fit God in all of this?
You don't fit God.
Exactly. It's so bad to say, right?
You don't fit God. He's just, no, I just don't want to say he's just there because like, oh, he's on a pedestal, but I'm walking through this life with him, so I feel like he's always there. And yes, I do carve out my devotional time and prayer time, my alone time with God, but it's because he's in every aspect of my life that I just feel he's always there.
How do you keep him at the forefront of your mind all of the time?
I think that's something you have to be intentional about. Just don't say, but actually do it. So
was it always like that?
Sorry?
Was it always like that?
No, it's something I practice. You know, some as I said, prayer without ceasing. I live with God without ceasing. So whatever I do, he's always there, always at the forefront. It's something I'm very intentional about. Yeah.
How long did it take before it became like breathing to you, where you spoke to him about everything before you did anything and while you're doing everything?
Probably years. I think I had such a great example with like my mom. That's something that she always did. Like she lived her life pleasing to God. Whatever decision she go before God before she even made a decision. Sometimes I'd be like, "Mommy, it's okay." Even before she cooked, Lord Jesus, and she, you know. So seeing that as an example,
Yeah.
I don't want to say make it easier for me to follow, but it was a great example to follow.
Yeah.
And she will always be, you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. But it's doable. Because sometimes you can feel like somebody will say, oh, I read my Bible every day, but then like, for 2 days you don't read your Bible, then you feel bad. Excuse me, you don't feel bad. You just pick back up, go. You know, he's a forgiving God, go. So whatever I do, I'm very intentional. This is me and God decision. Bam. Plus my husband. Decision. But yeah.
How do you maintain your closeness with God? How do you maintain your relationship? You say you carve out that time. Is it time that you devote to just reading the Bible? Is it time that you devote to just praying? Do you also factor in fasting in there? Do you have like an hour worship a week or every day? Like, what does that look like for you?
So the first thing I like to do is always go before, when I wake up, I go before God with my prayers. Like just a little popcorn prayer, like Lord, thank you so much for waking me up, whatever. But then by the time I get it and start getting dressed, that's my alone time with God. That's my worship time. So when I am showering, I get ready for work. That's it. I carve out time. God, what are you revealing to me today? Let me get into the word. Let me see what the word is saying today, whatever. And how can I apply this for the day? Like, how can I reach out to somebody? Like, hey, I was reading this, and this is what God was saying to me. Like, I hope it says something to you, whatever. So I make sure that at the start of my day, I like to do it start, because it's like making at your bed and you feel like, all right, I can now go start. This is my alone time with God. This is my carve out time. This is how I'm keeping close to God. So I try to do not everything, but the major things that beginning of my day. If not, I can't function.
Yeah, I can't. If I don't go, if I don't read the Bible, at least one chapter,
you can't function.
and I don't talk to him, it's just, yeah, I can't. I feel like I'm missing something.
You become miserable.
Yeah, and I miss him so much.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so off kilter and I'm just not myself.
Same.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. What would you say has been the most oh gosh, I don't want to say like most powerful moment you've had with God, but more or less along those lines, where God has really revealed himself to you tangibly? When has that been? And what was happening during that time in your life?
You need a big moment, or it could be a small moment.
Whatever moment Holy Spirit is bringing to your mind.
Okay. So recently we were trying to look for a home.
Mm-hmm.
And things aren't going the way that we were wanting to go to. And I just went before God and I said, hey, God, you know my heart. You know the desires of my heart. But I'm leaving this one completely up to you. I am not fussing about it.
Mm-hmm.
I am not crying about it. And I felt like God revealed himself in saying, just wait in a moment. And sometimes that's so hard, like, so just wait. And I felt like that was so powerful. Because as humans, we rush to do everything. We rush. But just hearing God say, just wait.
How do you wait?
I'm still trying to learn that part. I'm still trying to learn that. But how do I wait? Like right now, not stressing. I think for me, I'm a worrier. So this is not happening by this time. Like I start to get anxious and like, Michael, like this need to be happening. This. So for me, it's just taking a step back and saying, God got this. I told Michael last night, I am not stressing. I don't want to hear about it. I just want to hear that the deal signed. God got it. Well, he was the one stressing last night. I was like, I ain't stressing. He's like, oh, you not stressing? I was like, yeah, I had a conversation with God.
Wow.
Yeah. Whereas before, I'd be like, Michael, like, I don't feel we can ever get a house. I don't feel that. No. If it happen, it happen. If it don't, I am where I'm supposed to be for a purpose and a reason.
And how do you hold on to that? When things doesn't seem that way. When things don't seem that way, sorry. How do you hold on to it?
Because God always keeps his promise and promises. So even if I don't get my dream home next week, I just know, okay, I am here in this apartment for a reason. Probably to disciple my neighbors, probably do something, but God want me here. So I just hold on to the fact that I'm here for a reason. Could be for a short season or a long season, but I'm here because this is where God got me.
Does community help you on that journey?
Yes, especially my parents. I'm very close to my parents. And my brother, very close. So I always tell them, like, hey, like, this is what's happening. Please pray for me. I just prayed, but please pray. My mom is like, I'm on it. I'm on it. She will call me. She'll be like, hey, I need more details. I'm writing on everything. I'm going before God.
Oh,
no.
that is so sweet.
And I'm like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I told God. And this is what my response was to God. Okay. She's like, oh, got you.
Is that the kind of mom that you...
Yes. I want to be just like my mom.
That's so
She's
good.
such a sweetheart.
She is.
She's such a sweet. What you see is what you get. Similar to me. So I want to be just like my mom. I don't want Michael to be like just like my dad. And he almost is. He even got dad jokes and he's not even a father yet. So, you know, he's getting there. He's getting there.
Is he aware that you have said that, like, you think this?
Yes, I told him when we were dating at one point. I was like, oh my God, you were such like my dad. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. Don't change. It's weird, but keep doing you, buddy. Yeah.
That is good to know. That is good to know. But I'm happy, though, that that you are holding on to the promises that God has given you.
Yes.
Even if it's just waiting. And then holding on to the fact that you know you're going to have a child because God showed you that. He showed you.
Many times.
He showed you. Oh, goodness.
Which
We need
is
to have a next part.
Yeah, we need to.
I need to know some more. But he showed you that
Yeah.
you're going to be married. He confirmed it.
Oh, yeah.
Through showing it to Michael. And you know you're going to have a child. He showed up with the marriage. He showed up and showed out with the marriage.
yeah.
And so I am trusting with you and having faith with you and looking forward to the day that you do
Thank
have
you.
your little one. And I will praise and worship him with you
Please do.
for that as well. And I'm looking forward to see everything else that God is going to do in and through you, because the way you allow yourself to be a vessel
Yeah.
to usher people, to help usher people to God's throne room. Thank you. Because oftentimes it is very evident that it is not a performance, but you are genuinely praising God with everything that is within you, loving Him with everything that you could possibly have to give to Him. And I think that that is such a great help in terms of allowing people to really bear their all to God. So thank you. So one last thing, what are you looking forward to that God has told you that He's going to do, that He wants you to do?
Be a mother.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
You have a really good example, and
Right.
most importantly, you have God helping you, and that He is with you, and you're holding on to Him and His promises. And I think because you have that, I believe that you have all that you need.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for sitting with us, and I do hope we get to sit with you again.
Yes, bring on Micah next time with me and Micah.